this is Megan McCain. We've got Juggalo updates and arranged marriages.
Hey, this is Cena John, and Nevada Assemblywoman Lucy Flores joins us.
Plus, Bunny Ranch owner Dennis Hoff is here to talk feminism. This is Take Part Live. I do a lot of head shakes on this show.
No, it's good.
I gotta stop shaking my head so much in the intro. Welcome to Take Part Live, a daily live news show where we interact with you, our viewers. We'll also be interacting with Cena John, who is back in the co-host seat today.
I'm soaking up as much juice of Jacob as I can in this chair.
Jacob, I don't want Jacob to come back. I like Cena. And my lovely friend, Anna Kasparian, the co-host of the Young Turks, also joining us.
Hey. Happy to be here.
So
Super
happy
excited.
to have you here.
Standing ovation. I love it.
So happy to have you here. We're all big fans of the Young Turks here. But you're on this show tonight. So, all right, let's talk about our first story. Here we go. 1 month and 71 tweets ago, the CIA was not on Twitter. The intelligence agency must have felt like it had to get with the times and took to the social network in order to connect with the American people. The results have been terrible.
The results have actually been hilarious. So the nation's first line of defense joined Twitter on June 6th, and they cutely announced, quote, "We can neither confirm nor deny that this is our first tweet," which of course they meant to be funny, but it kind of fell flat. They have subsequently tweeted about job openings, Throwback Thursday, which is very popular on Instagram, and also a CIA-related piece of artwork that didn't really get too many retweets. With nearly 700,000 followers, the CIA showed how aloof it was yesterday when it celebrated its 1-month Twitter anniversary by tweeting trivia that included, quote, "No, we don't know where Tupac is, hashtag Twitterversary." This is such a dad move, and it's hilarious, especially considering the fact that they do want to reach out to younger people. They've been dealing with a lot of negative press lately because of government spying. Of course, we kind of preemptively went to war with Iraq because they said that, you know, they had weapons of mass destruction. That didn't happen. So what do you guys think about this?
I think I want a lot of things from my CIA Twitter account. I don't want irony. I don't know what they're trying to do. It's like a dad. You're like, we're going to be cool with the kids in our Twitter account, but it's just really missing the landing.
And if you're going to lead into social media, if you're going to jump into the pool of like the entire world's public conversation, lead with some transparency. Tell me a reason why we went to Nicaragua and started a civil war there. Tell me why we assassinated Prime Minister Mossadegh in Iran. Tell me something that actually matters. I don't want you guys to tell me all this other stuff about how you're ironic and cute and all that other jazz.
Are you asking the government to be transparent about something?
I know, it's crazy.
I know, it's definitely crazy. And look, the one thing that I will say is that social media has opened up this avenue of communication between government officials and regular people like us. But at the same time, I feel like they're always misusing it. They're using it as a PR move as opposed to something that really connects with people. So I would say if the CIA really wants to get its approval ratings up, the best way to do that is to be transparent. Tell us what's really going on.
Well, I interned at the White House when they started their Twitter feed, actually, and the guy who was running was just like a 20-something dude. He was a nice white guy, and you know, not that that matters, but he was really passionate about the entire institution. And I think that's kind of the case here, but at the same time, I just think they're just doing it all wrong. It's very misguided.
They like hired a rogue comedian. They're like, make the CIA funny and quirky. And I'm like, can you just tell me if I need to worry about something blowing up? CIA Twitter account. That's all I really want.
Okay, you know how it goes. We talk, you listen, then you talk, and we listen. That's how discussions work.
Behind me, you'll see producers in their natural habitat, the bullpen, and feel free to feed them because they only eat information.
Nom, 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 nom,
It's cheesy. So hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or TakePart.com to join the conversation.
All right, on to our daily debate. You'll hear more about this story a little later in the show, but we want to know, are Americans' best days behind us? Tweet us at TakePartLive using the hashtag USOK to weigh in.
Or if you'd rather go to TakePart.com to add your 2 cents, go ahead and answer our poll there. All right, everybody, on to our next story.
How do you make a happy family? You'd assume that a couple parents and a kid or two would be good enough. But a new study shows that gay parents actually make for happier families versus their straight counterparts.
Yeah, it says a study by the University of Melbourne surveyed 315 gay parents with a total of 500 children to find kids with the same-sex partners are healthier and happier than those with opposite sex parents. Familial behavior, health, and a cohesion for gay families scored higher than data associated with general straight population. So the real question here is this study relevant, or are we just trying to pit straight parents against gay parents here?
I think this study is super relevant, and I don't really think it puts heterosexual couples against same-sex couples. I think that it's kind of rebutting ridiculous conservative talking points against same-sex couples being able to adopt children or have their own children via surrogacy. So having this scientific evidence is important. However, there have been multiple instances where certain Republicans have rejected scientific evidence that goes against their own agenda or their own religious beliefs. So look, if we have the science behind it, I'm all for it. I think this is great. More science, more studies. It's important.
To me, this just sort of makes sense only in the sense that to have a child as a gay couple, you either have to go through another medium. Usually, you have to get a surrogacy, you have to adopt, whatever. So there's a lot of thoughtful planning, and it's not just like, oops, I got pregnant after a drunken one-night stand. So there's a lot more planning ahead of time and a lot more thought process. So maybe that's why gay couples are statting higher than straight couples.
I love all that, and I think also what has happened with these gay couples is that there are a series of elements that you need to have a successful family unit, and they've just kind of organically figured it out. They've solved this kind of puzzle where you don't need to have the big strong man to show the son how to be a tough guy. You can have two women that can be, one can be the tough one and one can be the nurturing one. These are elements that fluctuate within a family unit, and I think we can all learn from that. All heterosexual families can learn from that as well.
I just love anything that shows that the idea of the American family is changing and morphing and turning into something that I think is a lot more healthy for our culture.
Yeah.
If you're curious about specific parameters of this study, head to takepart.com for further analysis.
All right, a few weeks ago, we shared a story about how the Insane Clown Posse's lawsuit to have Juggalos, their name for their fans, removed from a 2011 FBI gang list. Well, bad news for the rap metal group. The case has officially been canned by the Justice Department. This is big news considering the band's yearly festival, The Gathering of the Juggalos, is only 2 weeks away.
So Michigan's ACLU filed the lawsuit for the Juggalos, claiming that their inclusion on the gang list was a violation of free speech rights and due process. The group feels their fans are being unfairly targeted by law enforcement since being deemed, quote, loosely organized hybrid gang, per the report. U.S. District Judge Robert Clelland threw out the case because the FBI's report is, in his words, descriptive rather than prescriptive. The group plans to appeal. Violent J, one half of the group, released a statement and the ACLU saying the following. He says that this is not the end. We'll keep fighting to clear the Juggalo family name.
Yeah, so I'm the first person to say I didn't really know what Juggalos were until we talked about this story a week ago. And I'm so defensive of the Juggalos now because I think this is such a target of a lower socioeconomic group of people that just happen to gather together and listen to this certain group of music.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think they have committed violent acts. I mean, Tila Tequila was in a festival and they threw full cans and they hurt her.
But lots of rowdy stuff has happened. Like, are you going to start targeting fans of rap music? Are you going to start targeting fans of country music, whatever?
Well, I think the issue then becomes is what happens if they do get organized. Right now, they're a loosely organized hybrid gang. Sure, right now they're just going and getting drunk all on a field and taking mushrooms and drinking a bunch of Four Locos and stuff. But what happens when they want to actually, if they concentrate their efforts onto something, then where do we draw the line?
But to me, using music or any kind of organization of people that are supporting a group of people, I always think of Marilyn Manson and Columbine and him sort of being targeted for the kids, obviously shooting up their school. And I just think it's unfair, and it's unfair to blame anybody grouping together to listen to music.
I think the biggest problem with this story is that there is a generalization made about an entire group of people, right?
Yeah.
So yes, I absolutely agree with you. There are instances of violence at these concerts. What happened to Tila Tequila was absolutely terrible. But at the same time, I mean, there are peaceful juggalos out there that just enjoy the music, they get together, they do their thing, and to know that we have officials in the country that have listed them or have categorized them as gang members, I think it's a little unfair.
But what is heartening about the Juggalos, because again, I didn't know a lot about it till I started researching it, is the Juggalos feel camaraderie with one another in the band because the band comes from a lower socioeconomic class, and it's this group of people that feel underrepresented, and it's a community of poor people, generally, coming together and celebrating, and I like that they feel a sense of community. And I know there's some violent acts, but I think if you look at any demographic, there's probably some violent acts someplace you can find if you're looking for it.
It doesn't feel right for me to call them a gang like the Bloods and the Crips, but it also doesn't feel right for them to just be nothing at all. They're very close. It's a very, very close line, I think.
So you're against the Juggalos. I love them. Coming up, we've got drones fighting factory farms, and later on in the show, Bunny Ranch owner Dennis Hoff joins us in the studio, so stick around for more Take Part Live. There he is. It's exciting.
He's not a Juggalo.